What up, guys? Mad Scientist 7890 here, your favorite shooter and hip hop enthusiast. Now, with this here, I'm going to do a Raw review. Just going to throw this out here. Did review the last two Raws on the RSTS Express Wrestling channel with MVP Sheer. You know, as of 2012, the Raws that they've had so far have actually, I mean, I've really enjoyed them. You know, the first Raw with the Jericho stuff was okay. You know, it was pretty solid. Then the next one, which was last week, was really good. I enjoyed it. And this one is by far even better than the last week. I think this Raw that I'm going to review here is one of the best Raws, even better than last week. And I said last week was one of the best Raws I'd seen in 4 months. So if they continue to, you know, entertain me and do a good job here with these Raws and really draw me in, I'm going to continue to do Raw reviews. Now, I'm doing this Raw review on my channel, not on RSTS Express. MVP Cheer went back to school. He goes to Mizzou, so he's not here to, you know, do it. We're going to possibly connect something up here where we can do it through Skype, maybe do some audio, possibly. Not promising anything, but I'm going to continue to review the Raws by myself if he can't do them. Because from what I've seen, they're very, very entertaining, and from this year, from 2012, and they continue to be this good, I will continue to review them. Now, I said in 2011 I started reviewing Raws. They were real bad. I just didn't feel like putting any effort into them. Well, now that I'm really enjoying what they're doing, I'm going to review the Raws. Until further notice, I'm reviewing all the Raws until they suck. So that's what I'm going to do here. All right. So first thing we got going here is, you know, Mick Foley comes out and says he wants to be in the Royal Rumble. You know, I wouldn't have a problem with this. I think this would be a smart move. But, you know, because a lot of fans would like to see him. They do that surprise entrant type thing. But even though it won't be a surprise, it's one of those things where, you know, Kevin Nash did it last year as Diesel and Booker T, and it was entertaining, and everyone enjoyed it. It was good. I think Mick Foley being in it would be a good thing. I think they're doing so many different things with you know, these younger guys, but they're not really showcasing them. I think in a Royal Rumble match, it's more of a showcase type match. It's more of a, you know, part by part. And adding a guy like Mick Foley in there and doing a couple spots, being in there for, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever, and then being out of there, you know, I would be okay with that. I think the crowd would pop for that. I will be there live for the Royal Rumble, so I have no problem with this. Ziggler comes out, they cut a promo. Ziggler does a great job with this. Ziggler continues to do more and more, just better promos. He's getting really good here. Eventually, he's not going to need Vicky Guerrero at all whatsoever. I really don't think he needs Vicky Guerrero now. Really, all the people out there, you know, wrestlers saying, "Oh yeah, you know, whatever, you're not going to beat me. You know, you still have Vicky Guerrero, you know, fighting your battles for you." That is a big problem. I think he doesn't need Vicky Guerrero anymore. He can go on and do his own thing. He's doing the show-off thing. His promos are good. I'm excited about Dolph Ziggler and his match against CM Punk. So this was a pretty good segment here, and I really enjoyed it. Next we got the tag team title match. Most of you know, Primo and Epico won the titles at a house show. You know, I don't know if this is just a reason because they wanted to just do it, or if, you know, Evan Bourne's in some hot water and he may be, you know, taking a leave here pretty soon. I've also heard rumors that Kofi might be, you know, getting a singles push. So who knows? I mean, they do have these two good tag teams. I have heard that they've been having good matches on house shows. They had like a 16-minute match on a house show. I mean, if they were ever given that much time on a Raw or a pay-per-view, we could have some really good matches out of these teams. But not happening here. Primo and Epico getting over here, kind of heelish, not cheating, but getting over and winning, retaining the titles here, which is a good thing because I have become such a huge fan of Rosa Mendez. Thumbs up, Rosa Mendez. The more your team wins, the more that, you know, they stay the champions. The longer I get to see you, and I'm happy. Yeah. All right. Next, we find out, you know, they're going to do, I guess, have Jericho be in the main event. Finally get to see him wrestle, or we think. So that, you know, that'll be coming up later. Next, we have the United States title match. But for him, we find out, you know, he's got busted up. You know, Zack Ryder's got busted up ribs, and he can't do this. You know, they say that his doctor, you know, won't let him do it. He's not cleared or whatever. But Laurinaitis is going to let him do it anyway. He goes on and, you know, wrestles this match and pretty much gets squashed. And you have a new United States champion, Jack Swagger. Now, I don't know what the reason behind this is. Made a build, more storyline stuff to get involved with the Zack Ryder stuff, to get involved with the Kane stuff. Maybe to take the United States title off of him. So Zack Ryder's more involved with that storyline. I'm really not quite sure. Or Zack Ryder may really be injured. I've heard some rumors he may be injured. He may have busted ribs. He may need to take a little bit of time off, and then just do some segments where he's not wrestling. That would make sense to me. Swagger winning here makes sense. If they had to put it on anybody, because there's really just nobody else that it could go on and just be okay right away. But yeah, I just didn't see what the big reason behind this was. I'm like, why would he lose? He just won the title a couple weeks ago. Like, this makes no sense to me. But this is what they keep doing, and they keep really playing the fans and really drawing us back in each week. And I think they're doing a good job with that. So this, I'm kind of iffy on, but I'm interested to see where they go from. So from this, next we got Kelly Kelly and Alicia Fox versus the Bella Twins. They had Perez Hilton do the ring announcing. Other than the fact that this was just absolutely hilarious because the shove by one of the Bellas and just the ridiculous overselling of him falling down, which was hilarious because it was so just absolutely shitty. Other than that, it was nothing. Wasn't really much of a match at all. It could have skipped it, but I really don't think it hurt the show that much. I'm glad they didn't use Perez Hilton more than that. So I'm happy about that. Next, they do this thing where they have R-Truth come out and starts cutting a promo, and then Wade Barrett comes out, starts cutting a promo, and basically says, I'm really digging R-Truth as a face. He's still doing the same thing. Just this goofy character, and he's really entertaining. This ends up, having Miz come out and jump Truth, and then Barrett and Miz are beating up on Truth, and then Sheamus comes out, and they kind of brawl 2-on-2, and then Teddy Long comes out and says, Royal Rumble's coming up. Why don't we have ourselves a little 4-man over the top rope here and see who wins this? Interesting here. These two, 4 guys, 2 of them are teaming together, and then they kind of split up here, and then they start doing their own thing. R-Truth gets the win here. I don't know, I wasn't expecting him to win here, but I think it was a good move to really get him rolling. I think this is smart to really, create the perception that anybody could win the Royal Rumble, even though R-Truth's not going to win. But it still gets the fans over as, saying, okay, well, R-Truth did this. He could go on and win it, but nobody really thinks that. But I think that they're doing a good job of creating that perception. But yeah, not a bad segment there, and the match wasn't too bad, even though it was just a top rope thing. But really enjoyed it. Next, they do this thing where, John Cena's mad that, they put Zack Ryder in that match. Lauren Knight says, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And, Cena's like, fine, you want to take out some aggression, you want to wrestle somebody, you can go out there and face Jack Swagger right now. And he does, and he goes out there, and I absolutely love this segment. I thought this was great. I thought this was a good move. You really saw, and I was talking to J-Man, I was texting him when we were watching this, and so you could really tell, you could really see that they're trying to make him, show traits of that heel, he used to play at times. I think that was a smart move to do it like that, and basically have Kane, really say, hey, draw out this hate, and do a slow heel turn maybe, or, something like that. But the way he beat up Swagger was perfect. If somebody tells me that John Cena cannot create drama and make, the fans believe one thing or another, then they're full of shit, because he did an excellent job here of making me think, if I was not watching wrestling and I didn't know John Cena was a face, if I flipped over, channels from something else, I would absolutely think during this beatdown that John Cena was a heel. I really thought that was really well worked. I thought Kane, popping on the screen and doing that whole thing, Swagger just got his ass beat. So I think that's a really smart move, leaning into possibly turning him heel. I know, they're talking about a lot of, they're doing the polls on why do people hate John Cena, and they're making the T-shirts. It really seems like they're gonna do that heel turn, sometime here coming up in the future, and they're really trying to play it and see how the fans react. And I think crowd got a really good reaction out of that beatdown by Cena, so I thought that was good. But yeah, he just destroyed Swagger. Next we got Brodus Clay versus JTG did the same exact thing he did last week. I still liked it. I still think that, this is entertaining, and eventually they're going to have, more than, literally, this match was literally the exact carbon copy of what he did last week. I don't really know where they're going with it. I still like the character. I still like him playing around in the ring. I still like all that stuff. But I don't know. I like it, but I hope they don't continue to just have him squash people each week. I think eventually he needs to get into some kind of feud or get into some kind of thing going on where he's, doing something. I mean, I know if he just comes out there and just eats Raw and just squashes somebody, people are going to really start shitting on it. But I still enjoy it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I like it, and it's a character. So that's my thoughts on that. No more Brodus Clay. Pretty much a squash. Oh, well, not pretty much, absolutely a squash. Finally got the main event, which is absolute godliness on one side here. Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, and CM Punk as a team versus Ziggler, Henry, and Otunga. I don't know why Otunga's in this match. It's just freaking retarded. But yeah, this was pretty good. And what I liked about this is they really played all the storylines that all these guys are in this match. This match was really well booked. I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, this was a shit fest. There was stuff going on all over the place. How are you gonna say this was good in TNA stuff? They book shit like this all the time and stuff." No, this was booked really well because it made sense and all the stuff leading into their storylines. The first thing that they did was they had Chris Jericho, hyping up the crowd, and he finally got in there and he's like, "Yeah, you, yeah," and then he just leaves. And continuing the things he's doing, that's continuing storyline. I thought that was great, well booked. Next, they did the whole thing where finally Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry got in there and got, we're going at it against each other. They did this whole thing with Daniel Bryan, and Mark Henry chased him out of the ring, and they brawled, and then they left. Then it was down to just CM Punk versus, Otunga and, CM Punk versus Otunga and Ziggler. And then Mick Foley comes out, does the, tags in and wrestles with him a little bit, and then Foley puts the mandible claw on Otunga and, gets the win here. And then it was a great pop. The crowd really enjoyed it. Then Laurinaitis came out, shit all over the thing, said, Foley, you're not, a wrestler anymore. You can't just come out here and just do whatever you want. And then CM Punk gets on the microphone and just cuts a brilliant, just raw promo. Like, you could tell, like, he was really into it, the promo, and he really, like, stated a lot of great facts, and CM Punk's gonna, have, Laurinaitis explode. Punk is going to make Laurinaitis explode, and that's pretty much what happened here. Punk, called him out, made him flinch, and then left and said he was pathetic. Foley was in the ring. Foley was thumbs up at him. It was really funny. And then Laurinaitis gets on the microphone, and you see the most personality I've seen out of John Laurinaitis I've probably ever seen, period. He cuts like this hatred promo. He's like, "I'm not pathetic. You all think I'm pathetic. Blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of being disrespected. And this is And Foley's like, "No, you're going to screw Punk. You're going to do it. You're going to blah, blah, blah," and all this. You know what? I am going to screw Punk because I don't get to, any respect and blah, 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 and all this. And then finally, Laurinaitis loses it and just, clocks just Mick Foley in the head with the microphone. And I thought it was a great way to end it. And really, everything that's going on with the WWE, just the storyline, just continuing to just, go and go and go and really draw me in. And let me tell you what, this is the most interested and invested I've been in WWE storylines in a while. I mean, this last summer, a little bit, but there's some good storylines going on right now all over the place, and I think I'm going to do a video after this, talking about being invested into their storylines right now and really caring what they're doing in WWE, because I think it's really entertaining, and these last 3 Raws have been just some of the best I've seen in a long time. So I'm going to continue to do these Raws, they're really good. If for whatever reason they just really start sucking out of nowhere, won't be doing any Raw reviews because I just don't feel like wasting the time to do them. But yeah, I'm a mad scientist, guys. Your favorite shooter and hip hop enthusiast. I'm out of here. Deuces.